how to reanimate the dead is definitely a ability or two that would be useful. However, as we've seen, there is some drawbacks. Mainly, you'd have to be dead first. And with the scientists hell-bent on creating another level 6, using the very unethical means that they've procured at this time. Well, let's be honest, the Academy City and the scientists that inhabit it aren't really adverse or shy about trying these kind of practices, so he fits in really well. But one thing I do know, as the time runs down, that our moments with Accelerator as a whole is running out. We're going to have to wrap up this story, which means that things are going to have to come to a head pretty quickly. And with both the sisters and Accelerator involved, I'm guessing something's going to get quite messy. In the face of, near death after being stabbed through the chest, it's fine as long as his experiment succeeds. While there's a state of shock. Yeah. Why are you faltering now? You've got the dagger. Carry on with your with your original plan. Of course, playing the part of the old friend, the sister, it's a very good cosplay. If it is a evil spirit, doing quite well. I've tried to garner sympathy and be them. If it is and if it is this spirit of the charm and whatnot, now that they're level 6, do they need to keep putting on a front? Ooh. You can't just give us those sound effects and expect us to just carry on. Now it makes me want to hear some of this in a proper audio setup. For what we've seen so far, her abilities to resurrect the dead have been, imperfect. Like, they're, pseudo-souls. What did Harumi seem to maintain a sense of self? And well, with the emergence of a quote-unquote level 6, Is it going to be an extended, drawn-out fight that Accelerator is actually going to struggle against? It's good to know that they are still going about the various headquarters of DA and rounding them up. Yeah, I'd rather not be here. Yeah, which definitely means it's not going to turn on you. They're now less like wiring and robotics, but more actual, like, seemed almost organic tentacles covering the hallway. Well, you gave up pretty easily. He said to, not get involved, keep out of the way, stay safe. Look at her not obeying orders. Yep. Level 6 always, the idea of power is a kaiju. Giant, grotesque monstrosity. That's strength. That's all he cares about in this moment. Doesn't seem to be too worried about being stabbed or bleeding out. It's her face, it's her voice. How could it not be? And for one who doesn't understand necromancy, one is going entirely by the science, of course he would think the evil spirit, that's just insane. She's here. You're not answering the question. Yeah, apart from the massive tentacles and destroying the building, yeah, entirely human. How selfish. Woman. What's the time right now? It's a fraud. So it was a reproduction of the memories. Okay. Yeah, like we saw with Accelerator, you can actually see the mind of the deceased before. So as it would be out of the question. to be able to reproduce memories and a personality from that. So, ooh. After many long that's a weird way of doing that. After many long years, they finally achieved their goal. It's 11:31. You haven't got long left. Okay. But if it sees its... If it sees its order to be over the entire family rather than an individual... Wow. We're getting more... like the ones that are connected to the AIM... those kind of conversations and calculations. Yup. Still hasn't given up to that ray of hope that it's actually his sister. Are those lollipops going to be anything? She's crushed them. Now he knows it's not her. Well, that's creepy. Yes, of course. Time to take a trip down memory lane. Or it would be seen as some sort of, like, heresy. Raising the dead and, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, basically, as soon as you start messing with the dead, no one's really going to be too happy with you. Not allowing peace or rest. And there's so many people with the aims to create an angelic type-esque being. They just need to have 10,000 deaths. Why is it always through death comes strength in this? And since Accelerator has missed all of this talk, how is he going to react to this golem? Death is a natural part of things, so having the ability to resurrect the dead but it not be their actual selves is clinging onto things when they're already slipping through your grasp. Oh, that was easy. We can go home now. Done. Threat dissipated. Why are they inside the tunnel? Why did they follow? Well, she'd been playing tricks and using fraud all this time. Why not another little one? And creating a bunch of extra bodies in the form of like almost Lamia. We've got a true villain, a good villain here. I don't think her tongue was that long before. Knife. An actual person included, yeah, into the Toa stamp beforehand. And considering it's one of the heads of the family before, of course, yeah, it doesn't have to listen to any of your fucking commands. Yay! But people have been searching for the ideals of like immortality. For, well, forever, really. So gaining that through transcribing your soul into a charm, I suppose that's one way. They're still here. See? I went off without a hitch. Did she need to put on such a song and dance about it? Of course, when you come to necromancy, you expect this kind of behavior, or detachment from death. So who's going to take him down after such a display? Okay, she was about to just try and punch the massive serpentine wires, but... And, the perfect body still had a terminal illness, though, so... I guess it doesn't really affect anyone in death. But does the child inherit the sins of the father, kind of thing? The Rosenthals as a family might be kind of fucked, but not necessarily all of them. No, but she probably would have been dead anyway. But they don't have any sort of curse amongst them as to spread death. It will be tasty to see when this blows up in their face. Ah. Enough with the master crap. I mean, these effects are pretty, at least. And it's creating, I was about to say, it's creating the grid we saw earlier into a physical form. And is it so colourful? It's stripping the colour from everything else around it. We're going monochrome. As a big prismatic display, it's pretty good. I mean, she got devastated by the ideas of just being told, it's your fault. Oh, maybe it was. It was put into motion long before. I mean, no one's going to have a full set of information about everything. It doesn't matter about the circumstances now. Has she given up on her goal of taking them down already? No matter what led up to the current circumstance, her want to take down the this Harumi, or fake Harumi. Stop the giant golem expanding even further. The level 6 program, that shouldn't have changed. And of course we end episode 10 off with Accelerator stepping up, about to do something. But now that it's been revealed that Harumi has most likely been deceased since she died, there's no real, no last thread needed to hold on to there. Accelerator can go all out if he wishes. If you start looking into family trees and whatnot, you'll find out that there's going to be the odd kind of dark stain, a rotten branch or two. And that's something that no real family can avoid. But does that mean that the entire tree to the core is rotten? Well, when it comes to the like of necromancy, there's going to be a really instant bias there because, well, as Isaac stated, one that thrives in death lives so close to it. The idea that to obtain strength and power, it needs a culminated memories of 10,000 odd deaths. Why was Accelerator 20,000 then? I don't know, just plot contrivances to make this go forward and work. But the idea of trying to create a perfect golem on the same levels as an angel, as a creation among the same echelon as one of the gods, well, it's a grand plan. But I always thought, once you've obtained that and managed it and whatever, what then? What's the next step? What's your what's the end goal? Just create it and then profit. But the idea that that mind reading thing that Accelerator kind of stumbled in by accident early on in the season, getting revived here as a sort of see, there was never actually a Harumi here. It was told all along, just using a offshoot collection of memories still floating around there in the ether. But as the scientist said, if it's 100% her DNA, and you manage to recreate the personality from the remnants of memories, if no one asked too many questions, could you tell? Would there be such a separation there? Would you be able to say, yes, this is the original person? Worded horribly as in the most kind of lame and dumbass kind of way of putting it, but at least there's something to think about. Kind of like a ship of Theseus kind of thing, just with less steps. Take the body, take the mind, take the soul. Is it the same one? But one thing I'm not too happy about in this is the sister. Not Harumi, the Misaka sister. Always first, just kind of showing up, being taken as a hostage, unconscious, saved. Being taken as a hostage, wrapped up, saved. Another damsel in distress moment, saved. Another and another and another. And at each point, she's not been able to do anything. Zap. Ah, shit, it doesn't work. Well, fuck, I lament my lack of abilities. At least give her something. Come on. She's out here trying, at least. But with the anti-skill wrapping up the remnants of the DA, this also coming to head as it is with the big, I'm assuming, battle at the end of it, we might not need to have any more cleanup in future seasons or even have to think about it further on. And anti-skill are going to probably ramp up their vetting procedure and how they handle applicants. Can you rate your sense of justice on a scale of 1 to 10? Anything higher than an 8 is already putting you on a watch list. But I do like the seeing of the history, kind of like feudal Japan, necromancy. I was about to say, if we can get like Edo era Toaru, that would be kind of cool. Then I remembered, no, actually no, a lot of it is based on calculations and science, at least in this bit in like Railgun, so the only one that would really work is the whole religious side of it. Esper abilities and whatnot would still be somewhat in their not everyone would have the opportunity at an education level like that. So it was nice to see in any case. If you've enjoyed this episode and have enjoyed my inane ramblings, I was really all over the place just now, wasn't I? Let me know down below. If you leave a like and a comment on the video, it helps out the channel, helps out me, and honestly, I'm still kind of shocked. I've been going at this for several years now. When I started, I didn't really imagine anything of the sort, so if some of you find this entertaining, then I'm doing something right. I'm just glad you're here, taking this journey with me. For now, subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss out. Get yourself some rest. See you in the next one.